Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Friday, April 29th edition of the Upstream Marketing or Contributor Comms subproject meeting. We are a part of SIG ContribEx, which is part of the Kubernetes project, which is part of the CNCF, which is part of the Linux Foundation, which means that we have a code of conduct. Basically, it says to be respectful of your fellow presenters and attendees, and generally be excellent to each other. So let's get started with our stuff for today. We've already been talking about a little bit, but we'll come back to that. Let's start off with updates and big wins. Yeah. There's something in here for Avinash, but I don't think Avinash is here, is he? No.
So I just copied and pasted this, and I haven't cleared them out yet because I was finishing.
Oh,
Got
okay.
it. Okay.
Cool.
Sorry.
All
No worries.
good.
No worries. Yeah, our last meeting had a lot of notes.
That got unlocked. That's good. It did have a lot of. There was.
I'm looking at the wrong damn meeting. Sorry.
Oh yeah, wasn't too bad last time actually. Not that mentioned it. One update, because I was just deleting those notes, which was actually came in handy. I had an action item last week that I don't think I actually put into the table, so I'll update it now. Which was, we had a blog post for the contributor blog, kates.dev, that we were asked about scheduling and how to unblock that. That was the one Josh was asking about. Right. And he said that he's an owner on that. So I think it's unblocked, but we should probably check back in on it.
Yeah, I think did he ask for a approve or review?
He asked for scheduling.
Okay.
The weirdest of things.
So basically put a date on it and ship it. But
yeah. Like, we don't have other stuff.
He can choose the date, so we can choose the date.
Yeah.
Put it out, not next Tuesday, obviously, but I don't know, late next week, Thursday.
Next week, Thursday, sure.
Yeah.
Why not next Tuesday? Is Tuesday
the day? Is after release.
Tuesday is the release.
Yeah.
I haven't figured out what day of the week that is. We also actually have an
Monday
update.
is like drop dead for everything comms wise for KubeCon. It's also code freeze, I think, or
that's
adjustments freeze or some shit. I can't remember what they called it, but yeah, like things happen quickly next week, and then we go to KubeCon. Yay.
While we're thinking about it, I want to go ahead and mention a new item, which is that Mickey pinged me, who is the release comms lead, and he asked, can you let the folks of our group know that we would like a tweet for the 1.24 release on the 3rd of May?
Cool.
1.24 release tweet on May 3rd. I think we can handle that.
Wait, Mickey's the comms lead. Can't he just open an issue, or does he not want to do that?
Can, but he asked for it, so whatever.
Okay, fair enough. He's probably swamped. I mean, we just got out of a Dr. Shim meeting that has a lot of stuff going back and forth with release comms, so yeah.
Does anyone in particular want to sign up for that?
No.
I think we've got, let's see here. Yeah, there are going to be 2 blogs coming out on May 3rd about the release. I think we just we already had that on our to-do list. So I think we just use those to tweet about the release because they are blogs about the release and they have additional information. So, because the release blog will be coming out that day is the plan.
Right.
So we'll just do it that way. All right. So any other updates, big wins, or new items before we move into the spreadsheet? Ooh, another new item that I just remembered.
Here we go.
Ray posted a link in the ContribEx channel and pinged at contributor comms for Nigel's blog post from the community meeting.
Oh, did we not publish that yet?
It still hasn't been published.
Shit. Where is it?
Right?
I'll go prove it.
I think it was still the Google Doc. I thought it was the PR, but then I think I clicked it and it wasn't. I don't know. Go check it.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
For Nigel's blog posts.
April 20th. No, that's April. I don't want that.
This is what happens when
I don't
when
see an open
processes are
issue.
intimidating.
Yeah, I don't even see an open issue.
Yeah, I think it's still a doc. Maybe we need to make a PR for them at this point.
Oh God. Okay.
Hate to have to do that, but at this point we might have to.
Yeah. Let's just. Where's the doc?
Let's see here. Ray posted it in ContribEx.
Oh, he did. Okay, hang on.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it now. There it is.
I can't keep up with anything.
Oh no, he's got a pull request in here for it.
Oh.
So maybe it
Yay.
went through. Here is the link.
Maybe.
I'm just looking at it now. Review requested, it still says.
Oh, so review. We still got to proofread it.
Yes.
Great.
That was 4 days ago. So
Oh my God. Come on.
I've been underwater with work stuff lately, and I feel like I've had a lot of these things slipping through the cracks.
I've been underwater with life. So
Yeah, understandable. So it goes sometimes, but there it is. If anyone would like to review the
It
blog
has
posts.
comments from 4 days ago, but no new commits, it looks like. Right?
Well,
No.
maybe if we poke on it again.
Poke. Just poke at Ray. Nigel.
Oh,
Or-
well, I mean, if we do a review on it, if we just post a couple of comments, or if we have no comments and say, I reviewed this LGTM according, if you do the
I'll-
other things
I'll
that
look at it
people
right now.
suggested or something like that.
Yeah, I'll look at it after this meeting. How about that?
That sounds good. We'll put that link in our notes. We can do it. We can get that done. All right, now let's start going through our table. First thing, Hina, how's it going?
All right,
Any
I'm up
better?
first. My eyes are actually still burning, but I'm like behind a computer. I, in full transparency, am still learning Git. I had a bad commit message.
You're fine.
We're all
You're
still
fine.
learning Git.
We're all still learning Git. Seriously, do
Um,
not feel like, I know Git intimidates a lot of people. It intimidates me.
Well, I got feedback yesterday to change the commit message. So after about attempting, it turns out that I was like 60 commit messages behind. So then I gave up on that
Yep.
initiative.
Ooh.
Yep, can
And
relate. Can relate.
Yep. Done that.
I pushed
Move
a
everything
new
out. Delete a new
and then
brand.
now
Yep.
I'm waiting.
We've all done
So I
this.
was like, oh, thank God. I couldn't ask anyone because my eyes feel better late at night. And I'm like, oh, damn, I can't even ask my coworkers.
If you at contributor comms, a lot of folks are
Up and
in
around.
India and or just up late. Yeah,
I didn't
so.
even think of that. So, but now I did push a new one. I basically I moved 2 words that were the same. It was the same exact context in the description. I've updated. It did not. I looked at the
Windy, fail.
guidelines. So hopefully now it's pending reviewers. Oh no, a change requested.
Oh no, I have to touch Git again. That's how I
Actually,
always
at this
feel.
point, once it's a PR, you just update the PR, and then
Yeah.
there's a tide command to squash your commits.
Oh,
Again,
it's my. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
okay. I think this requested change is from my initial. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh, the change requested is the change that I updated my commit to. So hopefully, this was submitted yesterday. Feel free to take a look at my SAT attempts, but my fingers are crossed this time.
I just dropped a command to do the squash thing in chat for you.
And
But
this
it-
will help me squash my last commit.
Yeah, like as people make suggestions, you'll have more commits, and then everybody will want you to squash them and then send it as one atomic commit. This just does that for you, so you don't have to muck with any of it and get.
We should totally do a tweet, one of those. We had that idea for like contributor tips tweets.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, there you go, right there. That's one.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
just
it's
wrote
actually
it down.
it's
Great.
actually on the contributor cheat sheet, but it's all the way at the bottom.
Which is dumb.
Yeah.
One of the, it's a very useful thing.
But it at least is called out, like squashing commits, right? Like that's a thing.
So that's where I am. I hope now that I'm learning this, it feels fun. When I was coding back in the day, things changed quite a bit, and now I realized I'm old.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second, this isn't what I've done in the past, and so, but it's great. I apologize for the delay, but I am learning. I spent like 4 hours setting everything up yesterday properly, and learning that I was 62 commit messages behind.
Happens.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
I'm not good at dealing with it.
Well, and it's good to know. Thank you for the tip where I can ping in Slack, and I completely forgot that there are folks in India.
And various other time zones.
Like,
yeah.
Anyone want to have coffee at the same time? But that's where I am. And so
get together.
Yeah. The second action item of mine is blocked on the first one.
Of course.
I'm hoping for good news because my eyes are ready to work.
Yay. We're glad that you have this task to start you off with getting more familiar with Git. It's a nice thing to have when you're starting your own contributions.
I was like, I think it's gonna be okay. Caslin has been reassuring me it's okay.
Absolutely gonna be okay.
Let me pour my vulnerabilities in this recorded and add it on YouTube meeting.
There you go. That's what I do.
There we go.
For like anyone out there who's like, I can't do this. No.
Yeah.
You can with help. Cool. So I added that contributor tip tweet idea. If anyone wants to claim it, feel free. I'm just going to go on to the next thing. I'm guessing at Tarva, there's been no progress on the auto-generating blog tweets.
So, auto-generated blog. Sorry, different topic. Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay. The discussion about the scheduling thing. You want to move on to that next?
Oh,
I mean, yeah.
We discussed in the ContribEx as well this week that there's
Right.
no progress at all till late.
Yeah.
Matt is working on the thing, but he's not exactly sure that he would be working with the scheduling thing.
Yeah, he's not sure.
Schedule. Yeah, and as Chris mentioned something about buffer, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so buffer's awesome in the sense that you can like connect if this and that or N8N or any of the other big like, open source or closed source if this and that type things. So you can literally just say like
do that.
kubernetes.dev/index.xml, please post to Twitter and actually just say post to buffer and it'll schedule it for you. And based on your preset schedule, which we'll have to figure out at some point. How many tweets do we want to go out a day if we do want them to go out multiple times a day? But yeah, I think getting a hold of Buffer, getting a hold of the funding for Buffer, and Bob's chasing after that, and then actually getting it set up will push us forward very quickly. And then we can have teams where folks can log in and actually tweet that aren't like owners of the Twitter account themselves. So it's this nice kind of setup just for us. And it's dirt
And you
cheap.
said it had a tweet approval like process.
Yeah, it had a
tweet
draft tweet process. So
sounds really good.
Granularity in there. It has a calendar that's full of events. I have it synced up. My account syncs up with Canva. So if it's like, oh, it's Easter, do you want to do a post, little brand of yours, and then like I hit the holiday and it goes to Canva and finds me images, and then I could like schedule those if I wanted. It's super dope. So
nice.
And I'm happy to set that up on the back end too. So yeah, it's
That's
pretty cool.
cheap too. $5 a month.
Well, $10
we'll
a
pay
month
for the $10 a
team.
month version,
Yeah.
but it's only like $100 a year or something like that when you pay for it annually. So yeah, like I use it for DevOps-ish and all my other social media sharing. So yeah, that's Matt
Sounds very
Broberg's the one
good.
that got me to switch over from Hootsuite.
Would think that we would have done this earlier. I think we looked into it a couple times, and I don't
I think
know
we
why
did,
took
and we were like, I don't know how to get money.
maybe that was it.
Yeah.
But we've known that we could get money somehow. We just didn't actually do that, I guess.
I think we unintentionally had this love for the tool that we created that works inside the normal process of, Kubernetes.
Well, that's understandable, but
yeah,
also holding us back at this point.
Remember, when you build your own tooling as an open source team, sometimes you outgrow it. We might have hit that,
We might have hit that before we began.
Maybe. Indeed.
Okay. And then the next one is also the Twitter together issue. So again, Buffer.
Yeah. And
we probably won't see movement on that before KubeCon. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think so, given
KubeCon?
this week's activities and Friday and last Friday and everything. Yeah. I think all the governing board and steering committee folks are busy.
Aren't they though? So we'll check in with this after KubeCon.
Yeah,
we'll check on in
I
on
think
it
that's
every
safe.
week in between, but
there's the contributor summit. If Bob is in there, I can pull him aside and be like, hey, can you sign up for this right now?
I think he should be there. So
he'll be there. So it's one of those things where it's like, because Josh pinned me down last time and he was like, hey, schedule all these tweets.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm gonna do it to Bob. Hey, buy me a thing.
Maybe it's a good idea to bring a laptop to that.
Definitely. Or at least, if you can, an iPad with a keyboard kind of thing.
I was debating trying to not even bring my laptop because I never have time to work on it during the conference, but
I always end up having to do something, right? Like I would love to not bring it, right? Like I would love to be like, oh, I'll just take my MacBook Air as opposed to my MacBook Pro, but nope, I might end up taking them both. That's how scary it is. It's gonna be a heavy laptop bag.
Did I do whatever that next one was?
Which one?
Yeah.
There was a note that said, Kathleen, to move to the bottom of the table.
Oh, so you moved it, which I didn't. Thank you.
I can do that.
Things happening in docs.
Thank you, Hina. Much appreciated. Anyway, our next thing on this list, moving on. Avinash and also me role description for the community meeting events interface role. I said during our last meeting that I would help scope that out because I had some ideas on it. I didn't have time to do that in the last week. Imagine that. But we can leave it there. And Avinash isn't on. So, I think that would still be helpful for me to do. So I'll still try to do that. Next thing, tweets about feature blogs. We already mentioned this briefly because we had the request about tweeting about the release. There's going to be 2 blogs coming out on May 3rd about the release that we'll need to tweet about. History of Docker Shim blog is going to be coming out that day, as well as the regular release blog.
Mhm.
So those will both serve as good points for us to talk about the new release, 1.24 release. So that's going to be soon. You said that's Tuesday?
Tuesday or yeah. Monday's
Okay.
Monday's drop dead for everything. Tuesday's actual release.
Should we assign someone to this then to make
Yes,
sure that it happens?
that would be awesome. I would not suggest assigning me. Or maybe we should just schedule it right now. No, don't do that.
We don't
because
have the
this release
blogs.
has already been done. It's already been
Yeah.
delayed once already, so don't do it again. Okay.
I mean, I don't think it'll happen at this point, but
I hope not. Yeah, good Lord. The yeah, I don't know. I mean, if anybody wants to take it, go ahead. But one of the 4 of us have to do it.
I can claim it as backup. But if anyone, basically, if you see the blog come out and you don't see a tweet in the repo, please do it.
So, yeah. And that kind of throws the RSS action thing out the window too, with if we move to Buffer, right? Like I'll set up other automation to make that happen. Or we'll set up other automation. I think Nigel has
Yeah,
paid.
like we won't have to do this manually once.
No, this will be automatic.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be really awesome. Excited for that. Imagine all the additional things we'll be able to do once we have those things automatically handled.
Yeah, I mean, it'll just be nice to be like, oh yeah, I have a great idea. Contributor tip. Schedule it for, in the future. Done.
Mm-hmm.
I can give folks a tour if you're interested, and we have time.
Definitely. Once we have access, I figure. Just
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm talking right now.
yeah,
I'll
but
show you screen share wise, but yeah. Anyways,
I think probably just wait until we have access though,
Mhm.
because we're just gonna forget everything that you show us right now,
good point.
and then
Yeah, that's
when
also.
we need it, we won't remember. So,
Mhm.
at least that's.
But it would be
me.
recorded.
That is true. Not that I don't want to have to go find that though.
No, that's fine.
What
That's
day was
totally fine.
that?
Yeah. You know what I should do is I should just do it on my own and then publish it on like my YouTube. Right.
Yep.
Great idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll add that to my list of all the shit I have to do. Sorry. My language is awful today. I'm sorry, y'all. It's Friday. I'm exhausted.
That's a-okay. I'm gonna
So
move on
once
to
we
the
get
next.
Buffer,
Yeah.
what is needed to do to make it applicable to Kubernetes? Do you need to do something
Yeah.
behind?
One of us will have to sync up the case contributors account, and then we'll have to figure out, and this is kind of why I wanted to show y'all now, we'll have to figure out what our regular cadence of like times that we want to tweet out stuff. So you're essentially creating these queues in Buffer, and based off your publishing schedule, which is a setting, it will add those things to that queue and then send them out at those times. Now, for me, my queues are huge, right? Like I'm sending out like 100 or so articles a week. With case contributors, right? Like it needs to be like 9 o'clock every day, noon every day, and then like 3 p.m. every day, right? Like, yeah. I mean,
whatever content we have, really.
Yeah, and if we set it up so it'll auto feed stuff in from the various blogs, it'll just queue that up to be scheduled as well. And we can always preface it with something, right? Or end it with a hashtag that says it's automated or something, just in case something breaks. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's pretty cool how we can glue all the bits together and have it all just work for us. Yeah, for example, I have 45 things in my LinkedIn queue right now. And I'll just send them out every 30 minutes until I say whatever the drop time is for today.
Did that make sense, Atarva? If you want to look into it, we can
you can
that
always
demo at the end here.
Yeah.
We've only
you
got
could
a few
always-
more items.
You
to
could
go
always
through.
get a free account too and poke around in it as well. Like don't
Yeah,
feel
I
feel
will
afraid.
probably do that.
Yeah.
Open up it, the experiment what it is on my own Twitter account.
Mhm. But yeah, like with the paid version, you have a calendar, you have analytics, you can, create a start page if you wanted, like, the little link tree things. We can create one just for like new contributors and existing contributors. Be very cool. Yeah, they got a lot of good stuff. That's just
Basically,
kind of
once we have
baked in.
this, we're going to have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, once you set it up, it's kind of set it and forget it the way,
Mm.
I've got it set up, right? Like I just share things into a certain place and then they get scheduled and queued accordingly through automation. And this will be more direct than that because we're only posting to Twitter, but we could add other accounts as we go too. That's entirely possible. And then, we could have campaigns set up around specific things like QCon, like Contributor Summit and all these other things. And we can put those tweets in these campaigns. And then it's actually like real marketing at that point. You can see the effectiveness of each tweet and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I have sent over 2,000 tweets with Buffer since I signed up.
Do we get
At scale.
analytics or something? That how
There
many
is
tweets you-
analytics, I think.
There should be. There's
It's
Twitter
kind
analytics.
of-
So
Well,
at
there's
least
always
that.
Twitter analytics, but that requires you to have like the actual account login.
Mm.
But yeah, there's a analytics tab, and Twitter is under those tabs. So it gives you things like how many tweets you did, how many retweets you got, how many impressions, the engagements, the replies, the clicks, the likes, the new followers, the whole 9 yards. It's all in here under your channel overview. It's pretty great. And then you can granularly get down into individual posts
Mm.
or hashtags, or yeah, there's all kinds of fun stuff in here. Wow, they keep adding new stuff. Yay. They even have, oh, look at this. This is new. Best data for me, for my audience, I should be doing 2 posts a day. That's the guidance it's giving me.
Huh.
I would never get enough out in a week. But anyways, there's all kinds of stuff that's get added all the time. And right now it works with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So yeah, I think we'll be fine.
Exciting new tools. Have
Yes.
thoughts. Excited for us to do that. So we can come back to that and do the demo at the end because we've only got a few more items and we have plenty of time today, I think. So let me run through these last few items. The next one is reviewing the repo and looking into our current role descriptions and updating all of that stuff. We had assigned that to you, Chris. I reassigned it to me last week and then didn't do anything with it. So now it's assigned to both of us. I'm just going to do it that way. Whichever one of us takes a look at it and does it.
Go back to the notes. Hang on. Which thing? No, that's attendees com. That's not this. Watch it, Chris.
Rock, paper,
to find
scissors
the
for
right
it,
tab. Yeah. Good Lord. Oh, I have it always at the front. Never mind. Which thingamajiggy? The review repo, look into adding a description of what roles mean to us and new roles. Yes.
Yep.
I think a social media coordinator, like I'm just going to add notes over here.
Good idea. And that role is going to be kind of established as we get this buffer thing. So
yeah. And like I had a whole bunch in my head, but last week it has erased them.
well,
They
we've
will
got
come
the
back.
events coordinator role for Avinash.
Is that already documented though?
No.
Okay. We need a role title for Hina.
Yep.
I don't know if you like the idea of project manager, Hina, but feel free to say something otherwise.
I think we had a long discussion about this once.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I don't know like if your mind has changed. That's why I'm asking.
No.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't care. As long as I'm still trying to figure out how to provide value too. So
Could we
You
call
can-
you maybe something unique, like contributor wrangler or something, right? Like to make you just feel a little bit more included, I guess. I don't know.
No, I think that's actually completely fine.
Okay.
A contributor wrangler would make me feel like a Jeep.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So program manager.
Yeah, that would project program. Which
Project.
one do you want? Project? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Program seems so heavy.
That's a good
So
point.
much responsibility. Uncle Ben would come and, give me feedback.
Not Obi-Wan, really?
No. Uncle Ben is my guiding light. No.
The rice?
No, from Spider-Man.
Oh, the Spider-Man.
Oh, duh.
It's
I
my
knew
it's
that.
my like accent tribalness. Yeah.
Okay.
We have this very, respect to our elder hierarchy. So it means a lot. Even though
No, you shouldn't respect the elders, right? Like if they do something wrong, you should totally call them out on it.
and then my dad would raise from his grave and be like, we taught you better than this. No, I'm kidding. But Uncle Ben was solid though. He gave great advice to Peter Parker. So I'll stick with it.
That works.
Project manager.
Anything else? What else have we discussed? Role-wise. I forget. I'll go look at the existing ones at some point.
Always open for suggestions. We'll figure it out. Gonna move on to the next thing. Keep Cunning You tweet spreadsheet that is ready to go.
Ready to have stuff written in it.
Yes, please.
We need a lot of help, folks.
Need a
The
lot.
amount of contributor comms doubled because of last week's decision to remove masks and then re-add masks. So yeah, there's a lot more tweets going out. There's emails going out already that have gone out.
I mean,
it's a lot. Like I was originally assigned to it and I asked Caslin to take over because of death in the family. And now I'm just glad Caslin's here to keep my head on straight.
We got each other's backs here.
Exactly.
I'll get
All
in new
about-
contributors. We need contributors, right?
Yeah, we need
with
more
this.
people here.
Yep.
Right. And
Always.
I think we were talking in the contributor experience meeting, and I don't want to belabor this. Tell me to shut up if you want me to. But like the term marketing might be hurting us a little, right? Like we are the marketing council. We should see ourselves as technical marketers, right? Like we have to know how some of this stuff works to talk about it and to actually send out some of this stuff. So
I honestly use
Yeah.
contributor comms more than I use upstream marketing.
same. And maybe
But-
that's just, I don't know if that helps us at all though, right? Like as far as, oh, it's comms.
Sure.
I don't want to deal with that. Oh, it's marketing. I don't want to deal with that. But like everyone here knows we're doing stuff in GitHub, right? Like there's code, at least for now, for Twitter stuff.
Maybe we should actually change our GitHub repo name to contributor comms. I think it is marketing, isn't it?
It's marketing team. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
maybe
how
we should
hard
do
that is, but it should be pretty easy, I would think.
New action item.
Mm,
The first thing I thought about when heard the name marketing is
yeah,
marketing the product Kubernetes to vendors or something like that.
right. It's the whole premise of our group is to market what the contributors are doing.
Yeah.
Because there's so much stuff that they're doing, as you've seen with the SIG profiles and just being in the community, there's a lot of great work happening.
All right. I put in an
So-
action item to our table, update repo to contributor comms name. Me and you, Chris, are
Mhm.
to ping Bob.
Well, I'm eventually going to be on the GitHub management team. So this is
Oh.
one of those things where it's like,
Could be a Chris thing then.
could be just like I just do it one day, like once we all sign off on it kind of thing.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. But we could ask Bob now to do it, but Bob is very busy.
He's so busy. I feel so bad for
Question.
him.
Yes.
The description that you said, is that the way that you presented what you all do? Is that easily accessible? Because I'm wondering, even
I
if
don't
you
know.
do a name change, what you said had a lot of
We-
value in explaining it. So
We
how's that?
have our something in our upstream marketing repo. I don't know
Mhm.
exactly what it says.
Mhm.
Marketing team. Let's see here. How do I get to this?
Marketing dash team is usually what I type in, and then I get there. There we go. There I got
Oh
it.
yeah, there you go. Good
Mhm.
one. Grab that link.
Got it.
There you go. You got it. The upstream marketing contributor communications team, contributor comms for short, is part of the community management subproject and contributors experience. View our charter to learn more about us. We should probably put more into that blurb.
Mm,
But summary,
yeah.
the mission of the Kubernetes upstream marketing contributor communications team, contributor comms for short, is to elevate the hard work being done throughout the Kubernetes community by its contributors. Promoting the work and helping fill the needs of the Kubernetes community is the driving force behind the contributor comms team. The goal of this work is to improve the overall sustainability of the project by giving or elevating information to contributors so that they stay well informed. That's our charter.
I wonder if it's being accessed enough, or by the, I don't know.
I'm sure
I
no
was
one looks
wondering-
It's
at
not. No one can find stuff in GitHub, right? Like GitHub is just a sea, like a wasteland of bookmarks for me, right? Like if I don't have it bookmarked or well, even starred now, I can't even like filter through.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just GitHub is hard discovery wise.
I mean, the first time I tried to find that repo was difficult. You have to go to community and then to communication, and then under communication, there's the marketing team, and that's where it is. And then even within that, the charter. So
Because I mean, the way it's written is nice. I think that that would resonate with a lot of people, but the problem is if no one is finding it, then that's a problem with getting new people in, or no, maybe socializing it. I don't know if it's worth saying, hey.
I mean, we have before. We've
Okay.
totally done that, haven't we?
I mean,
I
it's
know we
not just
have.
us. This
Yeah.
is the like format that we use in the Kubernetes project to communicate what all of our many groups do. Is we have these charters, and since we're a sub-project of contributor comms, that means that we're deeper into this repo.
Yeah.
Just
more of the socialization aspect of it. I think that's the thing I'm wondering is, how is that being socialized, or are people just looking on their own to get?
It's kind of hard to get analytics out of GitHub too, by the way.
Well, I mean, are we supposed to be doing anything to, if we want more
hype ourselves?
contributors?
Yes.
It's what the contributor report is supposed to do, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And we're supposed to be promoting the information from that.
Mhm.
I mean, we could add a project to share SIG charters. I mean, the SIG spotlights are one thing that we've done to promote what SIGs do and what they need. There's a lot of work that could go into this, because how many SIGs do we have and how many sub-projects? There's like hundreds of groups that we could do this with. And there's 4 of us in this meeting today.
Yeah.
So you can see how this work doesn't happen.
Yeah. No, I completely get it. I'm just wondering, so if something like a SIG spotlight already exists, have you all ever had a SIG spotlight about your SIG?
About ContribEx? Probably not.
No, we didn't do one. We're the ones that do it, but we didn't do one on that. There's a lot of SIGs that we didn't do one on. So
yeah,
it's one of those things that falls by the wayside because it takes a lot of effort to make them. I've been helping Pernissoir. He wants to do one, but he's on hold with that until the end of the month. That's right here. New SIG docs, SIG spotlight. Pernissoir to interview. On hold until the end of the month.
All right. I'm going to think about this over the weekend and also Google.
Yeah.
I think if we get Buffer in place and we get that all set up, then we'll have more opportunity to do this kind of work, because that'll take some stuff off of our plate through automating it. And we'll be able to focus more on these types of tasks that we need to be doing more of. So we already talked about Perniswar's thing. We talked about that. Hashida came in one day and asked for a review on the katakota that she created, which none of us have done. I certainly haven't had time to. Nobody has had time to. So
I think
That's
Deba
part of the
would be-
problem. As people come in and do stuff, if we can't review it fast enough, people will just leave it.
move on without us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone would like to sign themselves up for that, again, you're welcome to. But I think it's a low priority thing right now with KubeCon coming. So,
Everything's low priority with KubeCon coming.
well, everything is high
Minus
priority
KubeCon,
with KubeCon. That's the problem. Anything else is low priority.
Mhm.
So I'm going to move on beyond that. Again, if you want to, please do it, but it's lower priority right now. Early May, get a tweet out to promote the batch focused colo. I've got a few tweets in our spreadsheet about the colos. I should add one specifically about batch though. And tweet about upcoming release webinar, which will not be for some time. So at this point, we've got 10 minutes left. Do we want to do a demo of Buffer or a demo of creating a KubeCon tweet? Or neither?
I'm sorry, what? Sorry, I got a email that was like, what? And I
All
had to
good.
look at it.
All good. I asked, do we want to do a demo of Buffer or a demo of creating a KubeCon tweet?
Either one. Take your pick.
Hina, Atarva, are you going to have time to work
Probably a
on
GitHub
either?
tweet would be faster. Yeah.
That's true. KubeCon
No,
tweet will be
let's
quick,
do the KubeCon tweet this time.
since it is
because it's
urgently needed.
upcoming one. Yeah.
All right.
And
I-
this is recorded, so we can make this as a video to show to the new contributors. that
I mean, I
this
did
is how
this
you do
last
it.
time too, so there's already a recording of doing this out there, but
That was a year ago, right?
exactly. Well,
That would be hard to find.
6
So
months
this would
ago.
be the yeah.
which is how this is going to go. It's rolling.
Okay.
So here we are. This is the spreadsheet, which we have linked in our chat. Probably need to send that link again. No, not trying to do that. I'm trying to, can I not zoom on this? I mean, I can zoom here. It's better. There we go. That's probably pretty good. You can see that well, hopefully.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then zoom out a
So
little.
this
Yeah.
is the instructions page of the spreadsheet. It tells you what this document is for, who to contact, which is me, if you have any issues, the goals that we have for this work, what not to do, what's in this doc, and what to do, which I'm just going to go over right now, as well as a additional couple of tips there. So here is the main page that we're going to be working off of, KubeCon EU 2022. You can see I've done the first one as an example. There's also examples of past KubeCons. KubeCon NA is the best one to look at because it's the first one where I adopted the current format of the sheet, which I'll go over in a second. There's also KubeCon EU from last year, though, if you want to look at an example of those tweets. So what we've got here is any bold titled sections are sections that you need to fill in. If they're not bold, that's something that I have already filled in or will be filling in, so you don't have to worry about it. So the first one, of course, is the tweet. We'll come back to that. The description tells you what you need to figure out to put into that tweet. The most formulaic ones, I'll say, are the maintainer track block ones. So I'll go through creating one of those. So in description, you can find what your tweet needs to be about. Then the one next to that is when I want that tweet to go out. And these are all in CEST, as noted at the top here. So most of these are going to be before the actual thing that you're going to be tweeting about. They're going to go out, unless they're a happening now type tweet, which will go out as the thing is actually happening. But those can kind of help you get a sense for, okay, so I'm writing a maintainer track block tweet. It's going to go out 30 minutes before that set of sessions at KubeCon starts. So it's a reminder for people to sign up for those sessions if they want to see them. The next one here is, oops, sorry. The next one is fits in a tweet. So once you've written your tweet, sorry, I thought I could get in between those two, but I can't. So once you've written your tweet, you want to make sure to put it into Twitter to make sure that it fits in a tweet. We are not going to be using the GitHub tooling for this, which has issues. So if this were in GitHub, I wouldn't be able to have this link here because the tweet would be too long, because the GitHub automation doesn't account for the way that Twitter condenses links. So it would think that this is too long when it actually is not. So make sure to check these in actual Twitter rather than just checking the character count. Especially if you want to put in a link. If you don't have a link, then you can just check the character count. But anyway, so make sure that it fits in a tweet. If you don't, I will, and I'll reword it if it doesn't. Then here is where you sign up for your tweets. Look through the list of descriptions. If there's something you would really like to write the tweet about, just sign yourself up for that. And if you would put your Twitter handle there by your name, I would appreciate that because I would like to send a thank you out to anyone who helps with this. So if you have your Twitter handle there, I'll send out a tweet sometime before the event, during the event, after the event, maybe a couple of those, saying thank you for writing the tweets and telling people that if they wanted to create their own tweets, they can go to our GitHub repo and do that. Scheduled is another thing for me to fill out. It's when you've created your draft tweet, you're all done with your work, I will go through and mark each of these as scheduled as I put them into our scheduling tools for Twitter, either Twitter directly because it has that capability now, or TweetDeck. Either way, they'll go out on time. And this PST column is for me to translate all of the CEST times to Pacific Standard Time while I put them into the tools, because otherwise I will get super confused.
That is the one disadvantage of using Twitter and TweetDeck, is that UTC time is not a concept.
Yeah. Not easy to just like make that work. I think you can set it, but since I have to do so many. You
would have to set your system time to
exactly
UTC and then schedule them that way. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just convert them all to Pacific time as I go.
Good call.
So, any questions on the basic flow, or shall I do one for you to get a better sense of it?
Yeah, 4 minutes, you can do one.
I will do one real quick. Gonna grab this one. So I'm putting my name into the column to claim it. And this is the maintainer track block 1. So what I'm going to need to do is, this is May 18th. I want to go to the KubeCon schedule, KubeCon EU schedule, which I Google several times a day. Looks like I can just click this.
Same.
Yeah. Schedule. So that's coming up. I'm going to go over here. There's a list over here of filter by type, and you can click maintainer track, which is a pink little bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And when you click that, you'll see only the maintainer track talks. And mine is this first one, 11 CEST on May 18th. And we're going to be talking about Containerd project update and deep dive, cryo, secure, performant, and boring as ever, emissary ingress, intro and deep dive, fluent bit, open metrics and open telemetry all in one, Longhorn, intro and deep dive, and volcano. So what I usually do, let's go back to the spreadsheet. And I also want to look at the example from KubeCon NA. You go down to maintainer track block. This looks like a good one. I might just copy this. The sessions are starting soon. Check out the schedule. At 11 a.m. you'll be able to, okay. Maybe this isn't a good example to do then. Maybe I should have done one of the other ones. But I could also just do this one this way. So another example from KubeCon NA, it's time for the next maintainer track block. So here's what I usually do is I take the top level things that we're going to be talking about, like I mentioned, Longhorn, Cryo, Container D, I'll try to grab the Twitter accounts for those and at them and say, these are the things that we're going to be talking about in the maintainer track in the next block. Check it out. Here's the schedule if you want to put them on your schedule. And that's kind of what I do for a tweet.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to grab this first one actually, since I grabbed the first one. Change this to EU 2022. Starting at 11 a.m. 11. I'm going to use
Yeah.
what I call
CEST.
military time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like 1100. And I do like 1730 for these, you know, the more reasonable way to do time probably rather than AM PM. I'm gonna try to do most things that way. I'll remove that schedule link, grab the schedule link, and I don't actually want all the maintainer track stuff on it. So I guess I'll just refresh this page. Does that do it? No.
On the
Yeah.
right-hand side,
Is there a link? Oh yeah, there is. Maybe.
filter by type. And
Well, I don't
then-
want that though.
Oh, you don't want that.
Well, I mean, I guess I can. I was just thinking it makes the link long and unwieldy, but Twitter's going to cut that
We
off
have a
anyway.
link shortener, but
So it
yeah.
doesn't matter. So I'll put that in. Sure. Why not? I might change this later, but I'll just do it this way for now because we're at
It's
time.
sketch. It's ugly. Fine.
You can see how long that link is, but it doesn't matter because Twitter is still fine with it. It's going to shorten that link. So I have now checked this for tweet length and we should be good to go. And that's it. That's an example of creating a tweet for KubeCon. And we are at time. So if you need to go,
Well
do
done.
feel free. But if you have any questions, I can stay on for a few minutes. Sounds good.
Cool.
Alrighty. So any other last minute items before I stop the recording?
Oh yeah, just one last thing. Should I create a issue for this for new contributors, or should I just make a message and drop it in the channel, one of the channels?
For new contributors? What do you mean?
Oh, so people
I
can help
mean
us?
to get contributors for drafting this tweet thing,
Oh,
because there would be a lot of people needed. So
yeah,
for
sounds
each
lovely.
one of them.
Yeah, like
If you would like to make that tweet for us, I would appreciate it. I'll put it in our table
Okay.
and assign it to you.
I was
Don't
talking
share
about,
the link.
no, I was
actually.
talking about creating a GitHub issue so that
Oh,
those we would redirect them to the
and listed as a
GitHub
good
issue.
first issue.
Oh
It'll
yeah,
get
yeah,
tons of
yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
I like this.
So whenever they show interest, then we would create a message that we need their email ID, and you could just
Send it to
give them
them.
access to their spreadsheet.
Yeah, or just ping us in Slack
Yeah, that
and I can
too
get them
would
access.
work.
Actually, Caslin, if you just change the sharing settings to anyone with link.
It is, but do we want to open that up to the world? I think on a GitHub issue, it might be okay. I definitely don't want to put it on Twitter.
No, definitely don't put it on
No,
Twitter. But
I
like
was
as you tell
never
people,
talking about the
Yeah, yeah.
Twitter, making a tweet
Should-
about it. I was just talking about creating a issue,
Yeah.
or maybe just post in one of the channels on Slack. So
That's true. We could
creating a
post in
GitHub
ContribEx
issue
as
would
well.
seem great
I think-
because new
Yeah,
contributors would get a chance to.
yeah, totally.
I think definitely make a GitHub issue, good first issue. What do you think on putting the link in it, Chris?
I'm indifferent. Well, I don't know. I'm
I
not
feel like you're
indifferent.
appropriately conservative with these things most of the time.
Yeah, I
What we could do is in the GitHub issue, we could say that those who are
Contact.
interested
Slack.
post their email ID.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
or maybe just hit up in the Slack.
I don't want to
and-
ask them to post their email IDs. I'd want them to
Yeah.
send it to me or something.
Yeah.
Send it to ContribEx or Caslin or Chris or at contributor comms.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
There
Any
you
of
go.
those.
Yeah,
And
if
then
you send
you
it to
could give
at
access
contributor
to that.
comms in any channel, it'll come to us.
Yeah.
We'll get alerted.
Yeah. So at contributor comms in Slack to let us know you'd like to help and we'll get you set up.
When in doubt, join SIG ContribEx and we can help you.
I love it. Thank you, Atarva.
Yeah, brilliant.
I'll
man.
create the issue then.
Awesome.
Or
Much appreciated. Which repo are you going to create it in? Community, I guess?
community. Yeah.
And make it a good first issue. I'm excited about this. I always
Hmm.
feel bad that there are never enough good first issues on GitHub. We can fix that. Takes a
Yeah.
different perspective sometimes to get these great ideas. Which is why we love having you here.
Oh, I gotta go. Sorry, y'all. I got a meeting.
All good.
All right.
We're pretty much
Have a
done
great
here.
weekend, everybody.
Thanks so much for joining.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.